If I succeed in crossing to the other side without dying, then I will rule both sides. Strange as the black stain on the blade, since its contact with the other side, the black is spreading inexorably.
He got his sword to the other side and back, and that is spreading black? What the?
Rituals, experiments with a sword. What the hell was Mordred doing here?
It sounds like he was trying out an ancient druidic soul transfer ritual on his own son.
A soul transfer? He simply murdered him.
Does it give the procedure for the ritual in the book by any chance?
No.
Maybe not yet.
I could give Adrian something to really slow his heartbeat down, like a poison. Then, that would have to free Mordred's soul from Adrian's body. But then, Adrian's soul would be freed as well, and he'd die. It could be possible to resuscitate him with adrenaline. I will only have to give him a small shot into a vein soon after. At that time, Mordred wasn't in a position to do that. Nobody knew about adrenaline back then. Today, it's possible. It's dangerous for sure, but it's the only possibility I can see right now. I'd better not say anything about it to Adrian, for now.
Well, first you have to make poison.
I could then, but it could be at that. I'd better not say. There's nothing to this.
Well, how are you, What are you gonna do?
Adrian's shade needs a weapon to conquer Mordred, but I'm afraid that an ordinary blade isn't going to do the job. Mordred's already dead, and you can't pass a weapon through the mirror just like that. Wait, Adrian, what was that just now in Mordred's book about his sword?
It was spreading black.
It says, strange as the black stain on the blade, since its contact with the other side, the black is spreading inexorably. And here, it appears that I have created a shade for it. That could mean that I could use it on the other side.
That's it. We need Mordred's sword.
Can't be all that difficult. Find a sword with a black stain.
Is it the tip?
That's the tip of Mordred's sword. When Maria stood in the way, he murdered her. The tip broke off in the process and stuck in her chest.
Well, can we give that to her? No, apparently not. Do we maybe have to talk about that first?
There's nothing to this.
No, please don't repeat that again.
Oh, a real witch.
Okay. I'd say give the tip to her, but apparently that's not good enough. Is there anything I can combine it with now? I would say not, but... Where would the rest of his sword be then? If that's what it's asking us.
There's nothing to this.
Are you sure?
But it could at that is I'd better not.
Is there anything back here that I can... Well, possibly his corpse.
Mordred's remains. According to Mordred, he used the bones of the dead to bring their shades into this world and then keep them here. So, we could lure Mordred's shade out of Adrian by using his bones, just like he once did with that king. Adrian, we need Mordred's bones for the ritual. Can you do that?
Yeah? In one piece?
Just remember how they all go together, and then lay them on the altar in the same layout. Okay, I think I know how we're going to do this.
I can't wait.
Right. The Black Mirror seems to be a portal into another world. A kind of shade world. If a human dies anywhere near the portal, then a shade is born on the other side of the mirror. At the same time, there are two possibilities for that person's soul. If they were of pure heart, their soul shade remains behind the Black Mirror, and their soul
Flies shade free up to heaven?
It's free, yes, but if that person was evil, then their soul is sucked from their shade into the mirror.
And then?
It's trapped. The souls in the mirror are slaves to the shades. They can become their instruments to be exploited.
Oh, that means that the shades are only evil if their soul was too.
Marcus was supposed to have battled his way through an army of shades before he killed his brother. Mordred has found out how to bring shades through the portal.
Okay, but Mordred's shade is already out. You can see that clearly from my reflection.
Correct. Therefore, his soul is more or less defenseless and alone behind the mirror, and is just waiting until it can come through.
And that might happen if I touch the mirror. Is that it?
That, we don't want to find out. Therefore, we can bind Mordred's shade to his mortal remains. Doing that stops the shade from getting in our way, at least. And then your shade, Adrian, can take over Mordred's soul. Or even better, destroy it.
My shade? I thought a shade only comes into being when somebody dies.
You do have to die.
Okay. And why didn't you let me jump from the roof then? That would have been more comfortable.
Then you would be irretrievably dead. Adrian, I will resuscitate you. If your body shuts down for a few minutes, your soul will... How can I say this? Be free. I know there are plenty of near-death experience reports, which confirm this. A soul shade will generate simultaneously on the other side of the mirror.
Won't that cause some kind of brain damage?
Don't worry, Adrian. The human brain can get by for a few minutes without a heartbeat. Your soul will return to your body just as soon as you have a heartbeat again. It's not the first time I've come across this. Near-death experiences are usually what has happened when people believe that God has spoken to them.
Okay, and then? Is my soul shade supposed to strangle Mordred?
No. We know that Mordred has made the sword usable on the other side. To put it better, the soul-like mirror reflection. You'll take it to the other side and be able to kill Mordred's soul with it. Shades are stronger there than they are here.
Have I got this right? Souls are strong here, and the soul shades are weak?
Exactly, and the other way around too. Which means that Mordred's soul is very weak on the other side.
Well, that sounds like there's some absurd logic to it. And what's the story with Mordred's shade then?
We'll keep it outside the mirror using the bones, so that it can't cross over to defend his soul. After that, the same thing ought to happen to the shade that happens to a soul when the body dies.
It'll go back into the mirror.
But there would still be a problem.
Yeah?
You need Mordred's sword, and apart from the broken tip. I don't know where that is.
In the book, there was something about a blackness that came out from the sword, spreading itself even further.
Of course. That's why Greg and Steve had problems with that. The tea room, the fungus... There was a constant problem there with the damage, apparently, coming from the extinguishing water after the fire.
Then the sword has to be there. I'll go and get it.
Stop. You're not going to lay a hand on any kind of sword, and especially not one of Mordred's. I'll get it. I need to get the book from the library anyway. One about poisons. These down here are somewhat out of date.
And what am I supposed to do in the meantime?
You could lay out Mordred's skeleton on the altar. See you soon.
Oh man. Oh man. This is nuts.
can never remember the arrangement of the bones. I hardly ever paid attention in biology.
I mean, how many parts is it gonna give us?
I can never remember the arrangement of the bone.
Ah, okay. I get it. Now I finally see what we can use that fucking camera for that we've been carrying for half the game.
There are just too few pictures of you, Mordred. A photo of Mordred's remains.
Okay. You know, that's kind of what you'd expect, right? So...
I'll just take the big bones. All the bones from the hands and feet have already turned to dust. I hope that's not gonna upset Mordred's soul shade.
Pardon me, sitting here yawning. It's gotten very late. Fucking puzzles and labyrinth. And now this. Could not have predicted something like this.
I'll put the bones down first, so it's easier to sort them. Right, so let's see how good my anatomical knowledge is.
Depends on... Okay, skull. That goes there, that goes... there-ish. Can you... How the... is that... Oh, you can turn them as well, okay. Oh boy. Oh shit! That's suddenly a lot harder than I thought. Alright, so... there's the single... These would be the lower legs. Or would these be... Jeez. Oh, that's messed up. They're supposed to turn like that, but you can't even get a good angle on them. Or is that just me? You just don't get an angle like that. So maybe it wants... I mean, that doesn't look right at all. I guess, yeah, I guess maybe it does want something like that. I don't know. These are shoulder blades. I guess I'll just kind of throw them over there. These would be the arms. That would be an elbow. Ish. Oh no, that would actually be a... like that. God, that's a tricky one. Gives you so many parts. Oh, okay, that's okay. That's that part of the rib cage, and that is the other one. How do you connect that though? What a strange puzzle. Maybe I should just do it. I know I can skip it, but this is one I kind of just want to fuck around with.